They asked me, where are you planning to go? And I said, Sweden. And they asked me, do you still like cold weather? And I said, no. Then think, even in Sweden, the fourth generation of your kids still going to be immigrants. In America, you yourself are going to be American.
Across Cupertino, longtime business staples have continued to evolve and grow. Beyond each of these businesses is its owners and their own unique story. This includes Vardy Stein, the founder and president of Vardy's, a jewelry store in Cupertino. Growing up in Estonia under the Soviet Union, the media he consumed largely shaped his view of America.
It was just, to me, it was out of this world. It was like a 25th century or whatever for me. It was completely different what I experienced in Estonia.
After waiting in Italy for his visa, Vardy, his wife, and his kids landed in San Francisco International Airport, facing an entirely new future. He describes how his old friend provided an environment that was essential to his family's adjustment to the culture.
After being in Italy, waiting for a visa for 40 days, it was wonderful to have a place you can call home.
In contrast, Jack Carter, owner of Third Acre Honey Stand, spent his entire childhood in Cupertino. After growing up here, he attended UC Santa Cruz before returning to Cupertino to take care of his mother and marry his now wife.
And it's just, one thing led to the other. It wasn't like this grand plan. It was, everything seems to happen, serendipitously.
Carter took up beekeeping as a side hobby while he pursued a career in computer science. Since retiring, he has started up a local honey stand, Third Acre Farms, in front of his house to sell his homegrown honey. Still, his interest in beekeeping stems from a longtime love of the insects.
I was only going to have one hive. I was talked into having two hives because how do you know if this hive is doing well if you don't have another hive to compare it? And then you have two hives, and of course, and the bees swarm every year. It's the way of reproduction. And so suddenly I have four hives.
Garden store Yamagami's current owner, Brittany Shade, explains how her dad, Preston Osaka, was given the business by her grandfather, Moss Osaka, who then passed it down to her. The family business has been a staple of Cupertino for 75 years now.
Yamagami's started out, it actually started out as a fruit stand, and then the owner, Taro Yamagami, got into landscape architecture, and in order to further support his work, he started to get into the plant industry of selling plant material.
Preston, who now suffers from Alzheimer's, is now in the care of his sister Karen Osaka. She describes how Yamagami's played a large role in their childhood after their father took it over.
I grew up there. My parents both worked there. My brother worked there. So that was my playground.
Stein, after settling into America, took over a jewelry repair business with the encouragement of his friends. He additionally attributes the success of his initial transition into sales to them.
When I came, I had $500 in my pocket, two kids and a wife. But my new friends, they believed in me, and they took me to a small shop where the person had a stroke and who wanted to pass this business to somebody else because he couldn't work anymore. And that's what happened with me. I started as a repair shop for other jewelry stores.
Carter similarly credits the success of Third Acre Farms to the neighborhood around him. He uses an honesty system for payment that allows him to not monitor the stand, assuming people will pay for the honey they take. He says that he hopes that the honey will ultimately make someone's day.
This is for the neighborhood. This is to put a smile on people's faces. It's supposed to be, people stop and they go like, oh, look at this, and it's local, and they could laugh at it, which I always think, I tell people, please laugh at it.
Yamagami's additionally recognizes the role of the Cupertino community in enabling the success of their business. In gratitude, it gives back through partnering with schools and other organizations to expand gardening literacy.
We've been doing a lot more projects with local elementary schools and helping with their school gardens. Before COVID, we used to do a lot of different Earth Day events.
Stein has similarly used his business's services to stay connected to the community through volunteering.
The business itself, we are designing things and we are giving them away for fundraiser for different charities.
There are also a variety of business philosophies that individual owners have developed throughout their time in Cupertino. For Yamagami's, Brittany explains how her dad passed his beliefs down to her.
Proper planning prevents poor performance. So I remember that, like, in our old offices, there would be like a big old sign in his office with those words up there. That always is just something that stuck with me.
In the end, Stein's business philosophy is based on the emotions he hopes to evoke through his jewelry.
Jewelry to me is miniature art. Not only that, it's memories of wonderful times of your family. When you remember your mom or dad wearing certain jewelry, and that's, how to say, it's heartwarming to be able to make them happy.